far as bread making goes, this next recipe, I'm told, is as easy as they come. It's a quick bread that is soft on the inside, crunchy on the outside, and the perfect addition to your St. Patrick's Day menu. Lori Vaughn is joining us through the screen to share her recipe for Irish soda bread. Hi, Miss Lori, how are you?
Hello, good. Hi, Brooke.
I want to jump in because I'm super eager and excited to make this week for my family. So what do we need to get started on the Irish soda bread?
Yeah, it's super easy. Like you said, this is just as easy as bread gets. It's super simple. All you need is flour, buttermilk, sugar, salt, baking soda, and butter. Really easy.
I've got
raisins
that.
if you like them.
I don't even need a trip to the grocery store. What do I do with said ingredients?
Yeah, so it's really easy. All you do is just combine the dry ingredients.
Okay.
And mix that together. The history of Irish soda bread is really fun. It actually came and was developed due to Ireland being kind of a poor country. And so that's why the ingredients are so simple, just because of the nature of the history of how that bread was developed.
Yeah.
I'm adding an egg to mine and some sugar, which isn't as traditional, but it does enrich the dough a little bit. That makes it worth it. So
nice subtle show off with the one-handed crack. I'm very impressed.
Oh, thank you. So if you want to keep it super traditional, you can leave out the egg. But I think it does make it taste a little bit better. So you're going to go ahead and add butter to your dry ingredients.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a pastry blender, this is really helpful to chop in that butter into those really fine pea-sized pieces, kind of like a biscuit. This is basically just a giant biscuit bread.
Okay, yeah.
If you don't have one of these, you can also use a cheese grater to kind of put it into pieces.
Smart.
And that is a really good hack as well.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of piecing it together. You're looking for those small pea-sized chunks throughout the flour.
So we're still going to have that texture, just smaller. Okay.
Right. Yep.
Got it.
Yep, and little pieces. And what's going to happen is when you stick that in the oven, these ingredients are all super cold. I used really cold butter, really cold buttermilk, and that is going to kind of keep its shape. And that butter is going to melt in the oven, keeping this nice, tender interior.
How do you get that shape? Is that a cast iron I see next to you?
Yeah. So we'll form it just into a circle. And then I like to bake mine in a cast iron pan. Also somewhat traditional. It just is what traps that steam in and gets that nice crust.
Okay.
But if you don't have a cast iron pan, Brooke, it's totally fine. You can just bake it on a normal baking sheet. And then to kind of mimic the crust, I like to put another baking pan with ice cubes in the bottom rack of my oven.
Oh.
And those ice cubes will melt and release the steam. And that's a really good way to mimic the steam effect without using a cast iron pan.
Oh, very smart. So the steam is going to help keep it moist while it bakes in the oven. How long are we baking it for?
Just 40 minutes. So it's a quick bread. You can also make this in advance if you want to form it ahead of time and store it in the fridge until you're ready to bake it. If you want it like nice and fresh and hot for dinner or something like that, you can do that just like you would a biscuit.
Did I see some add-ins there? Are those chocolate chips or what do we have going on?
So you can use raisins. That's also not super traditional. It started with its most basic bread, and we've just kind of started to add things, and you could add in nuts or cranberries or raisins. I will give you one quick tip on the raisins.
Yeah.
If you choose to add them, I like to soak mine in advance to get them nice and plump.
Okay.
If you add in dry raisins, and this is for any bread recipe, what it's going to do is it's going to want to absorb the liquid, and it's going to absorb the liquid in your bread, in your baked good.
Gotcha.
And so it's kind of change the consistency. So definitely soak them. I'm going to actually choose to not add raisins because I have raisins in this one.
Okay.
But this is the time that you'd add them. You just form it in with it.
Yeah. I love how one person's raisins is another person's chocolate chip. Story of my life. Sorry. I couldn't see through the screen. Raisins, check.
Right. So then I just added a little bit more flour, again, kind of like a biscuit.
Yeah.
To just kind of form it into an easy circle. Again, this is so easy. No kneading, no rising.
Look at
it's
that.
Just a super easy, quick bread.
All right.
So you'll form it into a circle.
So excited to try this. You have made it so easy with the step-by-step instructions, and I know you'll share more on your website. What's this? Yep. What would this be a good companion to or side to? Like, is it a soup bread or is it?
Because the flavor is very subtle, it's very basic, it makes it really versatile. So you can serve it with your Irish dinner, like potatoes and meat. I even like have it for breakfast with eggs. You know, it's super versatile.
I didn't mean to rush you. I see the parchments come out.
No. This is the last step. So traditionally as well, you're just going to cut an X in the top, and that's for 2 reasons. One, it kind of helps the steam release, has the steam somewhere to go and keeps that crust. But traditionally, they put an X as the shape because it would ward off evil, right? So that's also part of the tradition that you can add to your family dinner. But that's it, really. You just do this, add it to your cast iron pan, and cover it and bake it.
Well, we'll call it Lucky Bread, and we feel lucky to have learned from you today. Where can we find more of your detailed instructions on this recipe and other ideas?
Yeah, so I have a video tutorial and the recipe all on my website, loeskitchenco.com, and you can follow me on Instagram, Lowe's Kitchen Co.
All right, we'll meet you there. Lori, thank you so much.
Okay, thanks.